Wait, hold on.
Don't we have to do this first?
No, they're gonna swear in you first.
Okay, so I don't have to call the meeting to order yet. Okay.
Unhammer.
Yeah, you're up. Okay. At this time, we would like to swear in the most recently elected members of City Council. I'd first call Bruce Kelly to the podium. Please go to the left turn. Yeah, go to the left turn, please. Raise your right hand, please. I, Bruce Kelly, solemnly swear
I, Bruce Kelly, solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair, with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair with fidelity. Thank you. You need this. I brought my own.
Feel free to say a few words.
Say-
I'll say very few words. I'll let the other individuals that were elected have some time. I just want to thank the people of Altoona for giving me this opportunity to serve again. I look forward to continuing to be part of City Council. I look forward to working with the new members. Let's get to work.
Call David Ellis to this podium, please. Please raise your right hand. I, David Ellis, solemnly swear
I, David Ellis, solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair, with fidelity.
that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate the people of Altoona for supporting me and electing me into this position, having the confidence to move forward. The next 48 months, I will diligently work to improve our city, to build a stronger tax base, to improve our housing stock, and make improvements in our neighborhoods, making them safer and blight-free. Also look to make our downtown a more vibrant destination for people to come into our city. Thank you.
Please raise your right hand. I, David Butterbaugh, solemnly swear
I, David Butterbaugh, solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair, with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair, with fidelity, so help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You want to read the fine print? Yeah.
Not on your car.
Thank you. It's a blessing to have an opportunity to just keep improving things here in the city. Back in 2009, when I decided to run, we ran on housing, blight, crime, and the business environment. And we keep working on those things. And we just want to keep doing the right thing and making things better each opportunity we have to tackle the issues at hand. And just one more thing, I really feel blessed to have the opportunity to work with this team. I really believe we've had some great councils, and this one here, this is going to be an excellent group to work with, and I really appreciate the opportunity to work with them and the residents, and just to see how hard our staff works and how good of a job they do. And so I really feel blessed. Thank you so much.
I, Ronald Beatty, solemnly swear
I, Ronald Beatty, solemnly swear
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of this Commonwealth,
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair with fidelity.
and that I will discharge the duties of City Councilman in the City of Altoona, County of Blair, with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good. I just want to thank the citizens of Altoona for voting for me, and hope to bring 40-plus years of business experience to Altoona and improve the lives of the citizens, and also to work with the city employees and do the best that we can for the citizens of Altoona. Thank you.
Congratulations, everybody. And with that, now we'll call the meeting to order for Monday, January 10th, 2022. Now have a moment of silent prayer. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Linda, would you take the roll call, please?
Councilmember Beatty.
Here.
Councilmember Butterbaugh.
Here.
Councilmember Carper.
Here.
Councilmember Ellis.
Here.
Councilmember Ickes.
Here.
Councilmember Kelly.
Here.
Mayor Pacifico.
Here.
Wait a minute. I don't have to vote first.
No,
Oh, that
it's
is
in
so
alphabetical
awesome.
order.
Thank you, Ron.
The way it's in alphabetical order.
I
and
never
then the
thought
mayor-
about that till right now.
It's in alphabetical order,
I've
and
had
then
to
the
vote
mayor
first for the last
votes
12
last.
years. Wow.
And for the newly elected, when you're going to use your microphone, if you just press the button and you'll see a little green light, that means it's on. And if you want it off, you just push it, it'll turn it off.
I feel like I just won a prize or something.
Before tonight's meeting, we had an executive session to discuss personnel and real estate. And with that, we will open the floor for public comment. If anybody would like to address City Council, you may do so by going to the podium, state your name and address for the record, and we ask that you please keep your comments to under 5 minutes. Okay, if there's none, we will close the floor and we will move on. So before we get into the resolutions, I'll make the nominations for the board's authorities and commissions. Is that okay, Linda? Okay. So for the Altoona Water Authority, I nominate Omar Strom. For the Altoona Housing Authority, Robin Beck. For the Altoona Parking Authority, Sherry McGregor. For the Redevelopment Authority, Louisa Lobre Riley, Jessica Sprouse, and myself. For the AMED Authority, Jordan Settle, Tim Heilman, and Mark Ritchie to fill the unexpired term there. For Amtran, Bruce Kelly, Larry Bellato, and Bob Baranik to fill the unexpired term there. For Civil Service, Richard Wagner and Janice Freeling as the alternate. And for the Zoning Hearing Board, Corey Garrett. Now, there is one unexpired term vacancy on that, the Zoning Hearing Board as well, that we will hold off on until next month probably. And that's those.
So do I have that on here? Let's see.
Hey, before you read those for item A, we take turns with the vice mayorship, and it's been a great honor to serve with Mayor Pacifico and with council as vice mayor the last couple of years. And for this time, I would like to nominate Councilman Jesse Ickes for vice mayor. And Jesse, you've been a great blessing to work with, and you've done such a wonderful job on council, and I know you'll do an excellent job as vice mayor.
I appreciate that, Councilman Butterbaugh. Thank you.
Do you need a second? I'll second that.
Okay, so we're going to table item double A at the very end of the agenda for this meeting. And then we're going to, I'll read all the appointments and add everything in. Okay?
Yeah.
You ready? Go ahead.
Tom, would I be correct that since we've now made these names and they're gonna be included, that we do need to reopen even if it's just as a formality, public comment?
Yes.
Okay.
Good thinking.
Okay. We'll reopen the floor for public comment now, since the agenda has changed from what was advertised. And we will close the floor again. Thank you.
Okay. Item A is appointing Councilmember Jesse Ickes to serve as vice mayor, with said term expiring the first Monday of January 2024. Item B is approving the city council meeting schedule attached hereto for the year 2022 in accordance with the Home Rule Charter and Administrative Code of the City of Altoona. Item C is approving the minutes of the Altoona City Council meeting held Wednesday, December 1st, 2021. Item D is approving the minutes of the City Council meeting, special meeting held Monday, December 27th, 2021. Item E is amending the 2019 CDBG program, transferring the unused COVID-19 Catholic Charities Emergency Financial Assistance Program balance of $16,843.86 to the Salvation Army Pandemic Economic Assistance Program, and revising the Altoona Blair County Development Corporation Recovery Program to include hiring part-time individuals for a grant of $1,500 to local businesses. Item F is awarding a demolition contract to G&R Excavating and Demolition of Tyrone for the demolition and asbestos removal of 2013 to 2019 11th Avenue in the amount of $18,950 payable from CDBG Blighted Property Program Fund, and further authorizing the city manager to execute all documents and the city clerk to attest to same. Item G is authorizing an agreement between the city and PennDOT for the Greenlight Go grant program for signal upgrades at Broad Avenue and 29th Street in the amount of $332,967.50, and further authorizing the city manager to execute all documents and the city clerk to attest to same. Item H is authorizing an easement agreement between the city and Cesar Batiste Club for the purpose of the construction, installation, repair, and maintenance of a storm sewer inlet as shown on the easement plan, and further authorizing the mayor to execute the easement and the city clerk to attest to same. Item I is awarding the Kettle Street Storm Sewer Rehab Project to National Gunite of Johnstown in the amount of $45,312 payable from ARPA funds, further authorizing the city manager to execute all documents and the city clerk to attest to same. Item J is awarding the 17th Street Corridor and Ward Avenue School Safety Improvements Project to Kuarchik Construction of Exeter in the amount of $168,610 payable from the automated red light grant, and part of it is also being paid from the city. Item K is amending the Central Blair Rec and Park Commission agreement between CBRC and the city and the Township of Logan and the school district to include incorporation of recitals, amendment of paragraph 8 entitled Insurance, and amendment of paragraph 14 entitled Dissolution, and further authorizing the mayor to execute all documents and the city clerk to attest to same. Item L is appointing Omar Strom to the Altoona Water Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item M is appointing Robin Beck to the Altoona Housing Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire. And that would be, reappointing Omar to the Altoona Water Authority and reappointing Robin Beck to the Altoona Housing Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item N is reappointing Sherry McGregor to the Altoona Parking Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item O is reappointing Louisa Lowry Riley to the Altoona Redevelopment Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item P is reappointing Mayor Pacifico to the Altoona Redevelopment Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item G is reappointing Jessica Sprouse to the Altoona Redevelopment Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item R is reappointing Jordan Settle to the Altoona Water Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. AMED, the AMED Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item S is appointing Tim Heilman to the AMED Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item T is appointing Mark Ritchie to the AMED Authority to fill the unexpired term of Dave Calger. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2024. Now we'll do the Amtran Authority. Item U is appointing reappointing Larry Bellato to the Amtran Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Item V is reappointing Bruce Kelly to the Amtran Authority for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire first Monday of January 2027. Item W is appointing Bob Baranik to the Amtran Authority to fill the unexpired term of Anthony Rocha. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2023. Item X is reappointing Richard Wagner to the Civil Service Board for a term of 4 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2026. Item Y is appointing Janice Freeling to serve as an alternate to the Civil Service Board for a term of 4 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2026. Item Z is reappointing Corey Garrett to the Zoning Hearing Board for a term of 5 years. Said term shall expire the first Monday of January 2027. Are there any additions or deletions that anything that needs to be pulled for separate vote?
I have a couple of questions, if I may.
Whoops, sorry.
Item E, with the CDBG funds going to Catholic Charities, and I forget where the other one was. So, Mary, could you just?
Yeah, it was money that the Catholic Charities couldn't use,
Okay.
so they requested for us to take it back, and then we are transferring over to Salvation Army since they're doing a really good job of helping people and they're expending the money.
Okay. And I'm guessing it falls under CDBG guidelines. They have to follow all the
Yes, we
traditional.
posted it for 30 days.
Okay. Thank you. And item J, I know that this is predominantly covered with what appears to be grant money for the traffic light, Nate, out by Baker School. Just curious what exactly is going to be taking place there.
So we have two projects that we submitted for last year. The first one was for some advanced warning flashers on 17th Street. We had some complaints with the school district parents and the buses that there wasn't enough warning. So we wrote a grant to put two new school zone ahead flashers at the top of the hill for that. And then also with that, some additions of flashing lights over at Baker School. That's one grant. And then the other grant was putting in a blinking light pedestrian crossing at Margaret Avenue. And then a repainting of all the crosswalks from First Avenue, 17th Street, the whole way down to Margaret Avenue and 17th Street.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
That's everything.
Okay, I'll call for the consent vote. Councilman Beatty,
Yes.
Councilman Butterbaugh,
Yes.
Councilman Carper,
Yes.
Councilman Ellis,
Yes, with an abstain to item Y.
item Y. Okay. I can give you an abstention statement after the meeting and we can sign it. Vice Mayor Ickes,
Yes.
Councilman Kelly,
Yes.
Mayor Pacifico,
Yes.
and the consent vote passes 7-0. We have one ordinance on the agenda for introduction. It's an ordinance of the City of Altoona, amending the code of the City of Altoona to amend Chapter 405 entitled Lease and/or Conveyance of City-Owned Land to authorize conveyance of city-owned land located at 1306 to 10 11th Avenue, Altoona, to the Altoona Redevelopment Authority for $1, repeal all other ordinances or parts thereof in conflict therewith, provide severability of provisions, and provide an effective date. Is there a council member willing to introduce this ordinance?
So moved.
This ordinance was introduced by Councilman Butterbaugh.
Thank you. So we'll move on to city manager update next. Omar?
Thank you, Mayor. Just a couple of items. One is that I met with our new council members, Councilman Beatty, Councilman Ellis, did some initial orientation with them last week, and want them and you to know that I'll be meeting with them again and the department directors to kind of give them a broader orientation in relation to the organization. So Councilman Beatty and Councilman Ellis, I'll be reaching out to you to find out what your availability is for that process in the near future. Then the other thing I have is just to give you a kind of it's probably a reminder, but at the January work session, we'll be talking about a number of things related to ARPA. One of those will be the setting up guidelines for the revolving loan fund. So that'll be something that I'll get out to you, obviously with the packet that we have for that work session, but it would establish council's guidelines for that particular program. So something to think about. That's all I have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Omar. Moving on to mayor and council discussion items. I guess we can do the council committee assignments first. We'll start with the Metropolitan Planning Organization. Myself and Councilman Butterbaugh are currently on that one. Councilman Butterbaugh, would you like to remain on that one?
Sure.
Okay. Same with GADAC. Are you okay remaining on that?
Yes.
And you would also like to continue staying on the Blair County 24-member advisory committee?
Yes.
Okay.
Thanks.
For Blair County Community Action, Councilman Ellis and Councilman Ickes. You both good with that?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay. Central Blair Rec Commission, Councilman Carper, and I can sit on that commission as well. ABCD Corp, myself and Omar, that one doesn't change. The Intermunicipal Relations Committee, Councilman Beatty, are you okay going on that? Okay. And City Manager Omar Strom as well will be on that one. Councilman Carper said he would stay on the Pyramid Healthcare. And then for the Salvation Army Adult Rehabilitation Center, Councilman Ellis, would you like to join Chief Merrill on that board?
Yes, Mayor.
Okay. And that's that. So we will, Councilman Kelly, do you have anything that you'd like to add for the good of the order?
Not at this time, Mayor, thank you.
Councilman Carper?
Not at this time, Mayor, thank you.
Councilman Butterbaugh?
We're good, thanks.
Councilman Nickes?
Thank you, Mayor. I would just like to say thank you to my peers on council. I know that this is a bit of a formality for the vice mayor's position, but it's always nice to have the support of your peers, and I'm looking forward to the next 2 years at least. During my term, I have the chance to work with everyone here and continue to try to move the city forward, so thank you.
Thank you. Councilman Ellis?
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Councilman Beatty?
I'd just like to say it's a real privilege to be able to work with this group of people. I think it's going to be very successful, and I think we will accomplish a lot.
I agree. I just had one question, and this is for Nate. Do you have any updates or anything that you can provide on any of the stormwater projects that the engineering firms have been working on? Didn't know if you had any updates that you could give.
I do. You approved the Gunite project that was part of that ARPA package tonight. That was the first one, so that'll probably get going after the first of the year. We are one pipe away from finishing all the slip line pipes that are over on 17th Street, so that corridor should now be sinkhole free before long. Walnut Avenue, Toytown Heights, that one's 99% designed. Gas company and water authority will start their work on those projects, so we look to bid that project in February with probably a May start. Our engineer has finished all of the survey work over at Pleasant Valley area, so now it's just a kind of a modeling task and trying to put events in and looking at bottlenecks. It's a pretty crazy analysis that they have to run, but that'll determine, if bridges are obstructions or what we may be able to put in place, which is a, good use of our money projects over there. So that one's kind of underway. We're looking at a couple other ones right now to try to get out the door. And then we have one over on West Whittier Avenue that we pulled out of mothballs that we had designed, but got dry, so we kind of put it back on mothballs, but now we're going to pull it out and get it done. So we're going to bid that here in probably 2 months. So things are rolling. We're trying to get backfilled with design projects for bid probably next year, what we don't have in design this year.
Great, thanks. We'll move on to questions from the media next. Bill?
Thank you. Hang on a second. I lost my... Bear with me a minute. My computer here is... Sorry. Is there any update on the quarries?
Yeah, Bill, we, based on my conversations with their council, we believe we have a resolution of the just compensation issue. I have sent documentation to their council, which I'm still waiting that back. Once we have that, then it will be for the council, the council would need to approve it. But we don't have everything like completely finalized as far as documentation. So, but once that has been done, we will certainly advise you as to what that final outcome was.
You mean the amount?
Yes.
Okay. What about the actual work on the building? Is that, like, what's happening with that?
I know the last thing that was happening, I know the former owner had some personal items they wanted to remove, and I know they were going to make arrangements with the city to remove those items. And I think the next step is what the city's looking to do is to transfer that property to the redevelopment authority to, you know, rehabilitate / dispose of it.
Do you know when that might happen?
The ordinance was introduced tonight. The anticipation would be that it would be adopted at the February meeting, and in the interim, we're hoping to kind of get preparatory steps or prepared with the redevelopment authority so we can hit the ground running with that.
Oh, so that's what that ordinance was about?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Let's see. 2900 11th Avenue, that's, I think, one of the first resolutions. Is that for asbestos abatement? Is that a major building, or is that just like a house?
The 2019 11th Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the former neighborhood tavern.
Oh, okay. That's not a.
No.
Okay. The CBRC is for you, Tom, I guess. The CBRC resolution, is that because that organization is becoming a 501c3? Central Blair Recreation Commission.
Bill, I mean, I can speak to this from my time as the alternating member of the commission. Yes, it was to adopt the language that was needed for them to become a 501c3.
Okay, okay.
Because now they're a council of governments, and now that I have the terminology right, they'll no longer be that.
Yeah. And what is the purpose of the, oh, you explained it, the purpose of the ordinance is the McCrory's.
Correct.
Yeah, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. This meeting is adjourned.
Yeah, man. Off to a good start.